So Bitcoin went down and Bitcoin got right back up. Now I would like to take a look at the market right now, what we can expect for Bitcoin, what we can expect for altcoins, because as you may have seen, I'm getting more and more bullish in altcoins. Later today I will also drop a video about the altcoins that I'm specifically looking at. Today I want to take a look at the general altcoin market, how it's looking, and maybe take a look at some comments of yours to see if we can respond to that kind of stuff. So with that being said, welcome to the Fomo Factory. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and please like the video if you haven't liked the video yet. Now let's take a look at it. Bitcoin, this is the 15-minute chart, so this is a smaller time frame, but here you can see very well Bitcoin was climbing up. We got a small retracement right here, but we stayed around that 30k, right? And nevertheless we got a dump from around 30k all the way down to the lower 29s. Yeah, that's the kind of small pullback that you would expect in this market, in my opinion. I mean, we went up like too hard to not have a pullback, and I'm kind of surprised it stayed here for now. We can definitely still go down, but it actually shows that the bulls are fully in control for now, right? I mean, we have one pullback and that took some time for the bears, but the bulls basically they bought up the price in like one candle, which was kind of crazy, of course. Now I would like to take my Fibonacci tool over it, and if you would like to learn how you actually do that, leave a comment if you like to know this, because these tools are so damn accurate, and it can really give you a not a prediction, but the most important price points of where a price is likely going. So if we take a look, if we put it right over it, we can see the most important points right here. Now between the 0.5 and the 0.618, that's called the gold zone. That's usually where you want to enter. So now we are a little late with that. This is where we could have entered our position, but as you can see, after spending some time right here, it actually went up pretty hard. Now usually the 0.312 0.382 and the 0.618, that's more of the whoa, holy shit level, but these are usually your take profit points, right? So keep that in mind. But this is pretty accurate. Also, if you look at the 0.5, it's coming up perfectly right here at this support right here. So these are the levels that I'm looking for. If we go down, then I think, like, smaller time frame, right? 30k is very possible. If we break that, then somewhere between 29.8 and 29.6, give or take. And if we have another leg, then I can definitely see Bitcoin go towards 31 again. So we'll have to take a look, but I think it is time for the bears to make their move now on the smaller time frame. Again, if we look on the larger time frame, then it's actually looking good, because we are still in the middle of printing a green candle. The week has just opened, could go anywhere, of course, right? It doesn't say anything, of course, but it's nice to see. What's also pretty cool is that if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you see that once we got down, once we got that that big sell-off, we found some decent support around this level, and this is the 100 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, the 100 weighted moving average. These are these lines. I will also make a video about that. This is probably the best indicator, these yellow, blue and red lines, especially on the higher time frames. These are the levels that if you come down, you see right here, we have support by this yellow line, we bounce, we have support, we bounce, we have support. Once we break that, then usually the blue line is next. We broke it pretty easy, but then the red line is also there to save us, and it saved us this time. And it didn't take any of these moving averages as resistance. We just got back up, so we definitely have the room to go down. Maybe even here, if we get a longer, higher time frame move, then we can definitely go towards 28. Depends on when it happens, of course. The line is moving up. Now about altcoins, You have not heard me being bullish on altcoins a lot. You heard it in yesterday's video, of course, but not that much, right? Not that much. And I really would like to, let me go back in the meantime. But on the larger time frame, I think altcoins are bullish already. It's really bullish. But on the smaller time frame, it's, you know, I'm getting bullish. So let me schedule my other video for later today already. Here we go. Because then you can actually see what kind of altcoins I am looking at. These are pretty interesting. But the Bitcoin dominance is the chart that I show with this. Why do I show this chart? Well, like I said, the Bitcoin dominance was going up, which was meaning that Bitcoin was leading the run. Bitcoin was the currency to be in. You were not good. You wouldn't have success, let me put it like this, relatively to Bitcoin if you were investing in altcoins. And it's now time for the Bitcoin dominance to make its way back again. And how far can we go? Well, eventually, still, this is the range between 48 and 38, give or take 39. It's the range. So on the longer time frame, I think we will get back to the lower side, which means that if that move happens, altcoins will do great against Bitcoin. But still, my opinion hasn't changed that, you know, a lot of people still say like, yeah, an altcoin season is coming, but this is not necessarily an alt season is where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. But I think that if most people hear the word alt season, they think about their altcoins going up against the dollar and 5x or so. That's not necessarily what has to happen. Therefore, I'm very cautious with the word alt season, because if Bitcoin, look, I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is following Bitcoin a bit, right? Bitcoin was going down lately, the dominance was going down. Now Bitcoin is going up, the dominance is going up. That's what you see, that's just what it is. So if the dominance goes down because Bitcoin is also going down, it doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins will go up against the dollar. It just means they go up against Bitcoin. And if they actually go up against dollar, it depends on how much Bitcoin is bleeding against the dollar. So that's really hard to predict. Therefore, you have to make a prediction of Bitcoin and the dominance at once. So you have to make two accurate predictions and combine them to figure out what altcoins could do. Well, therefore we can better take a look at the altcoin chart. So that's what I'm going to do, of course. But for now, on if we look at the dominance has been saved by the 50 daily weighted moving average, a little bit, right? But if it's flirting with it, right? So if we break this, then I can see the dominance go down way more towards maybe 46, and I think the bull market support band is around that area as well. On the weekly, sorry, put it on the daily. On the weekly it's at 45 by now, but it's also moving up. So next week it might be sitting at 46 or so. So I think it's definitely possible. And if you just draw an horizontal line right here, you will see that a lot of support will be sitting right here as well. So I think the dominance could get a little lower, but it depends. I mean, if Bitcoin decides to have another run, you know, towards like 32,000 or so, yeah, then the dominance might give this another chance. Also, a difference is why altcoins are not mooning yet. Here, once we got up that high, we got an immediate red candle. Here as well, we got an immediate red candle. Now we got there and we stayed right there, right? So you can say that Bitcoin is way stronger compared to altcoins than what it was last June, for example, or last October in 2021, right? When there were actual altcoin seasons. It's not really the case right now. So I'm being a little cautious with altcoins still, but I'm still on the run for my 0.121 Bitcoin challenge, where I bought some altcoins right here. And once we go down, I will convert them into Bitcoin. Once we go up, I'll convert them back into altcoins. These are some sick trades. I can tell you that we are going to make one Bitcoin. So if you want to follow me, keep posted with the channel. Please give the video a thumbs up now you're at it, right? Would help me a lot. But let's take a look at altcoins. before we dive into some specific altcoins, because there are a couple that have some very bullish news, and charts is of course not the only thing that matters, narratives do as well. But before we dive into that, I want to take a look at the total 3, because this was the chart that I was saying about that's making me bullish. And if you missed that video, why did this make me bullish? Well, we were in this downwards trend. We got rejection, rejection, rejection. We got a rejection right here as well. And now we broke out and we confirmed at least 1 week above it, right? Well, the week still has to close, so we're not sure about that. But if you put it on the daily, you can at least see that we have multiple days above it. And all the moving averages, the 50, the 100 daily moving average, the bull market support band, which is the 21 and the something else, I don't know from the top of my head, they're all breaking out of this level as well, right? So if the altcoin market decides to pull back, then it has this support, this support, this support, and the diagonal line, of course. And by the time it actually happens, the blue line that you see is probably above it as well. So it has that support as well. So I don't know. Would be pretty, I don't know. Maybe. Look, I said in my last video that I want to keep a consideration, and I still want, that something like 2018 could happen, right? Because what happened in 2018, we had Picasso on the charts. In 2018, we got also a breakout of the same kind of trend, right? We got a rejection, we got a rejection, we got a rejection, we got multiple rejections right here, right? So it's the same exact pattern at, yeah, that's just what it is. But eventually we broke out. But we had just one weekly close right there, and then we fell back in. And not only that, the altcoin market made new lows compared to its previous low. And it doesn't look like a lot, but this is the weekly chart. This is actually a lot. 42% lower. Can you imagine that the lowest that altcoins have been in, right? Like I'm talking about 1.5 cent Gala, etc. That the altcoin market will fall 40% lower than that. Right? From here, that's a crash of like 70–80% for a lot of altcoins. It sounds unbelievable. It sounds like, yeah, but it's not going to happen. The market is picking up. The market is doing exactly the same thing at what it did in 2018, and it also happened right there. I'm not saying it will happen because it happened back here as well, but I am saying it is at least something you should keep in consideration. And if you think, if you trade off of the fact that you think that this won't happen, then you're stupid. Sorry for putting it like that, because you have to keep everything in consideration. Also the things that you don't like or that you don't want to happen, because if you're not prepared for that, yeah, then you're getting wrecked, right? Therefore, I'm still pretty heavy in cash as well, because I think we will get better entries than this someday, right? So why would I buy right now, right? Let me take a look. Can I take it all the way back on the daily chart? Yes, we can take it back on the daily chart. So once we broke out right here, also what you should keep in consideration, what I just said about the moving averages, they broke out right here. Exact same thing. You see all these colored lines breaking out in 2018. We broke above it. We hold it as support for a while, for like a week or so, but still we got back in it, and then we hold this as support for a while and we got back in it, right? So this was the altcoin capitulation that made people in first instance lose a lot of money, but at the end of the day made people a lot of money, because if you bought it right here, that was the altcoin dip that changed your life once you were riding this wave to the upside, right? So it's nice to buy altcoins right now and you can make some very good gains, but if you really want to completely change your life, then you just don't have the best entry at this moment. It's just what it is. Right? Because can you make a 10x from the point where we are right now? Definitely. But what if you buy right here? Then you make a 20x. That's way more life-changing already than that 10x. And some altcoins will do a 50x from here, right? But if you buy them right here, you can make a 100x on them. Right? It's such a big difference. So please keep that in mind. Now, a couple of projects that have some cool updates. One is engine starter. Let me get it right here. Engine starter. What's so cool about engine starter? They looked at, I think, Pools Finance, and they did something, because Engine Starter is a launchpad, and if you stake their tokens, you have an allocation to put it into new projects, and if they do a 40x, you have a lot of money. That's basically how it works, and that's also what happened lately, right? Let alone in a bull market. Now they introduced some kind of a leaderboard where if you are one of the top 100 stakers, so if you have the biggest allocation together with 99 other people, then you get an extra allocation. That's pretty cool. The smaller fish feel like, man, that's unfair and this and that, but I don't know, it's a good way for people to step their tier up and to get more allocation into such a project, to pump the price, and that way also the price of the smaller fish will get pumped as well. It's a good implementation for people to want more tokens, and I think Engine Starter will do very well in the next bull run. It's now sitting at $20 million market cap, which is very low. I really like this. There is another project that I won't discuss in the video that's dropping tonight. This is an insane micro cap project, but I love it. I actually love it. This is MetaWare. MetaWare is a project that does fashion for the metaverse. Now you might feel like, is that really a big thing? But if you're a nudist in the metaverse, you're going to get to metaverse jail. No, but actually, if Metaverse is going to succeed, then it's going to be big. Fashion shows, everything, that kind of stuff will be huge in crypto if Metaverse succeeds, right? And I still believe that Metaverse is going to be a big thing, right? And especially if you get some kind of a combination between AI and Metaverse and gaming, there will be sick-ass projects that do that. But there will be great projects that partner with that as well. MetaWare is one of them. It currently does show right here, but it has a circulating supply of 750 million tokens. So it's a big difference between that and the total supply, but the vesting takes very long, and they first go through a bull market before it's all vested. The current market cap is around $900,000, so it's extremely micro cap. I think this is in my portfolio, at least. I think that it's worth to pick up some of these coins, definitely. But I would like to say it's a more speculative project. You see what the price chart was doing over time, so it's still making lower lows and lower highs, so it can still come down a lot. I was also a private investor of this project, and I'm not saying this to pump my bags, definitely not, because believe me, it's not worth a lot anymore, but we have a pretty, decent entry right now. And yeah, we are basically sitting at the lows right now. But yeah, we were also sitting at the lows right here. And if you bought right here, you would have lost 50% of your money. So am I saying buy it right now? No, definitely not. But put it on your watch list. At least, this is the kind of project that if the bull market really continues and the project is still there, then you want to buy it. Because this is a project, it could die, but this is also a project that can pump like fucking 40x in a week in a bull market, in a altcoin season bull market. Believe me, so this is one that I definitely have on my radar. Yeah, another project. I made another video for that, so definitely go check that video. It's coming this week, but it's about Delysium, and we're all Delysium fans on this channel, and it's not for no reason, because the updates that they are doing on their project are fucking insane. One little thing I want to say about their update is about their AI side. So you have Lucy, which is their AI bot, and now you can ask these kind of things that you see on screen, like show me your NFT or my NFTs, what does that and that address own, send some money to this person, like this. But there are things coming on this AI that will change crypto. Let me put it like that. It's a very, very, very confident statement that I'm making right here, and I'm naming one of them. One of them is you can call for third-party developed tools. So, for example, check if someone uploaded a tool for interacting with Arbitrum for getting potential airdrops. And if there is one, please use the tool to help me interact with Arbitrum to get airdrops, as many as possible. And before execution, please check the price of the tool. I need to confirm it beforehand. So it basically means don't spend all my money. Let me approve that at least, because I want to check it myself. But if you find a good tool to go airdrop hunting, just go do that. Because we all knew about the Arbitrum airdrop and a lot of these airdrops, and you have to do this, you have to use a bridge, you have to use that, you have to, it's a lot of work. With this, you just say, do it, and it does it for you, and you can get the most out of these airdrops. You will be the biggest winner if you use Lucy not in beta, but once it actually comes out for these kind of things. This is one of the 6 examples that I'm giving in the video this week. So definitely stay tuned for that, because Delysium is going to shock the crypto world completely. Yeah, another cool thing that's coming up is Seedify. It's going to release a project. Let me get rid of this, by the way. It's going to release a project on the 28th, so that's in 10 days. What the fuck happened? I wish I could have bought that. It was just a minute chart. Oh, that was a whale dumping, and it got bought right back up. It shows how strong Seedify actually is right now. But they got an AI project coming in 10 days with a $50,000 initial market cap. So micro cap, and you have to understand that if you get a nice allocation, then you can make a lot of money. Because with $50,000, you have to realize, if it does 100x, it will still be micro cap. That's so cool about it. And we all know Seedify releases very good projects. They also release some shit projects, of course, but the last project did a 40x or so, and that was like more than that was like a $400,000 market cap, I think. So with the 50, I'm very curious, but they're back in release mode. The website is getting updates. I expect it this month, so that's going to be very interesting, of course. And I think Seedify will do very, very well. So that's actually a project that I'm looking at. Some people were asking about Myria, if it's worth to buy a node. I'm not buying it. Why not? You know, simple. They released with a quite high, fully diluted version already. And that's not that bad, but a node with Myria will cost you $4,500. And it's not weird, by the way, because I also paid $5,000 for my Gala node. Right? Nodes are just expensive. The Delysium node was exceptionally cheap. It's still 2-3 times as cheap as the average node out there, right? So but yeah, $5,000. But what do you get in return? I heard you get like 2,000 tokens daily. 2,000 tokens is $10, right? So if you get $10 every single day for a, let's round it up, $5,000 investment, then you actually have to use it 500 days. If the price stays like this, before you get your initial investment back. Now, I think that's a little too long for me. That's not worth it for me, to be honest. But I do feel like the project is really, really good. But I don't see a massively high reward in this, to be honest. And I could be wrong. And if you don't buy it because of me, then you can yell at me, of course, for missing out. Do your research to it. Definitely. It has a lot of hype though, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. You already see what it does, right? The hype and the node sale starts, and people basically sell off of that news. People thought it was going up because of it, because people had to have the tokens, but it's the other way around. The volume quite died as well. So it's now finding its, natural spot, basically. Do I have any more? Probably. I have so much. But this is for the people that really have some money to invest, but really want to get rich as well, then I have a really, really, really good recommendation for you. All right. And that's a certain project that I am invested in as well. And this is going to change my life. I'm not gonna exaggerate, right? This is going to change my life. This project is Steady Stack. You may have heard some people talk about it, maybe Alex Becker or Johnny from Crypto Banter or Elliot Trades or whatever. This is the Bored Ape Yacht Club of 2023. Steady Stack, this is an NFT that you can buy, and this NFT will give you so many utilities. It is insane. The price has come down a little bit, so I've bought it for I think 3.9 Ethereum. So it has come down a little bit, but still 3 ETH, it's $6,000. When I bought it, it was worth $6,000 as well, by the way, with the current ETH price. But $6,000. So this is a huge investment, right? But what you get in return is priceless. You get to participate in private sales with the biggest projects. You can invest through VCs. I actually have shares of their company, which is pretty insane, knowing that, I don't know the exact number, but it's close to 100 million, if not more, that's already invested in there, which is it's really insane. You get to follow masterclasses by multi-millionaires, if not billionaires, on how to trade like a real professional. I got a big allocation in their next NFT drop, the Steady Stack, because these are the Steady Stack Titans. I invested in 6 NFTs for the Steady Stack Legends. These will probably do very well. Their Discord is full of alpha. There's so much to call. For me, it was also a big amount, but I decided to invest, and there was not a day that I regretted that. So if you have a lot of money in crypto and you do not only want to get the opportunities to make insane investments, but you also want to learn how to if you want to talk to people that already made it and learn from these people and be in conference calls with these people, want to be trained personally by people that make millions a day, a week, then this is the place to be honest. It's freaking insane. So I want to leave it here, guys. Anyway, the market is still looking fine, and be on the lookout for tonight's video about the altcoins that I'm looking at the moment. So that's it. If you like the video, please like the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, suggestions, whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, and I'll see you guys very soon.